What's going on, man? It's your boy Untitled. In today's video, you read the title, University, Overrated or the Right Decision. Now, I know a lot of my subscribers are like a few months before heading off to university. Some of them are getting their acceptance letters. Some of them are still waiting. I know me, I'm still waiting, right? I haven't gotten anything yet, right? But, you know, we're going on to university now. And people are kind of questioning. I mean, I should have made this video earlier, right? When it was like January, February, but now or never, At least doing it now than never. Well, a lot of people are questioning if, they should go to uni still, right? If uni is like the best career path for them, if uni can actually benefit them or it's gonna, lead them to a gonna give them a disadvantageous position, right? So I'm here to just spill the benefits, disadvantages, and what the right decision for you should be. All right, let's get into the benefits because they should be pretty obvious. Number one, the first benefit is that, for most people in university, you're probably going to move away, live in the dorms, live in the accommodations, all that, right? So you're going to say like, oh, you're 17, 18, maybe even 19. You're going to start being independent, right? Now, we're all independent in some way after 18, right? We either have to go get a job, we have to start, paying rent for ourselves. We have to, focus on school and university and college, right? So, like, your entire life, you've been living with your parents, obviously, right? You've been living 17, 18 years of your life with your parents, kind of sheltered, not really done a lot. Like you think you've done a lot, but you haven't really done a lot. You haven't really experienced adulthood at all, right? Because you just reached it, right? So like you go on to uni, it's a whole different vibe from like elementary school, high school, right? So you think like, oh, I'm becoming independent, right? This is a great chance for me to grow, better myself, all that, right? And like uni, it's okay if you want to do that, right? Uni, it's a great place, right? You can still have a lot of experiences, have a lot of fun there, right? The schoolwork's gonna be hard, but like you'll actually be able to like live for yourself, right? You're not gonna be living with your parents. You're gonna be living with either by yourself or roommates, right? Could be your friends, could be entirely new people. You never know, right? But that's one benefit. A slight sense of independency. You're away from your parents. You're living this new life in this new school, in this new environment. You're basically on your own, right? You have to live for yourself. And that could excite people. That could encourage people to go, right? Now, the second benefit is probably why a lot of people want to go, to be honest. The social events, the parties, the drinking, the alcohol, all that, right? Because once you're in college, nobody cares. It's the truth. Nobody cares. Once you're in college, university, no one cares, right? They don't even care if you show up to class. They don't care if you hand in your assignments on time. They don't don't even care if you do any of the work, bro. They do not give a shit. The college professors and the school itself just like, here are the deadlines, do them if you want. I don't care. You're getting paid for this. You're being here because your parents paid for you. Like, they don't care. They really could not afford to give a shit. But yeah, university, there's parties. Like, it's not just like the ones in the movies. That shit actually happens, I'm pretty sure. If you guys drink your water, by the way, right? But those parties, they actually happen, right? People go out, drink, have fun, what's that? What? It's like this one thing like America that's like really crazy. Like sororities or frat groups, right? People are gonna start joining those. They're gonna start partying every weekend, having fun, going out, right? Because school, we can go to school, but then again, it's not like a mandatory thing. I mean, you should go to your classes, learn. You're literally paying to be there, right? So you should probably go to school, but like, there's probably a lot of people that are going to university that actually do not care about their classes. They're just going to go, for the social events, for the parties, for drinking, having fun, all that, right? They're gonna spend the next 4 years of their life saying, oh, it's the best time of my life. I'm young. I'm gonna enjoy it, right? And I feel like that's a lot of things. That's like, It's like people, they seem to think that their life is like over after they go to college, right? So they spend the first 3-4 years, they spend like all their college experience and university experience just partying, right? Without actually doing the work. So by the time they're ready to graduate, they have no idea what they're doing. It's actually happened to a lot of people. And it's probably going to happen to a lot of people that are watching this video. Right, you go out to university, you party, right? And you do all this shit. You don't really care about school. You go out, you know, I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's the same thing, right? You go out, you have fun, you party, you drink a lot, you meet up with girls a lot, you do all this, do all that, have fun, boom. That's basically university for a lot of people, right? And a lot of people want to do that. People want to go to those social events, have fun, right? Because, you know, they're like when you're sheltered at home for basically your entire life and you get to university and you get invited to like your first party, you're gonna go insane. People change when they go to university like this. I have this story of a friend who went to university. He was like a shy kid, and then next thing you know, first party starts a couple months in university. He's the guy that's arranging all the parties. He's going out, you know, having fun, all that. It's like crazy because you don't expect it. Like those type of things happen or can happen to like the people that you don't expect, right? So, you know, you say, people are going to say like, oh, I'm not going to party. I'm not going to drink, do all that. You'll be surprised at the end of the day. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Okay. Number 3. What's the third benefit? The third benefit to university, and this is for all my boys out there, I mean, chasing women. To be honest, like, it's been shown in statistics. A lot more women are going to college than men, right? So a lot of men, you know, may have not had a lot of good dating success in high school, right? And thinking, okay, university, it's my time. I'm about to go have some fun, date these girls, you know, all that, right? Like, I swear, there's probably someone watching this video who's going to university just to fuck bitches. Like, that's all they're gonna do, bro. They say, you know, they're gonna achieve this and achieve this, but their real goal is just to go fuck bitches. Well, yeah, man, like, I guess you could say it's a benefit because it's more on, like, the social side, right? But, like, I know a lot of people are gonna have, like, university is just a way for you to just have fun, get away from your parents, get away from, you know, high school breathing down your neck, right? In university, no one really cares. You can go out and do whatever what you want, right? So like those are like the main benefits of university, right? Now let's talk about the disadvantages because there's a lot, right? Number 1, loans. A lot of people gonna be applying for loans, right? Because you know you're not gonna have the money to pay it off. You're paying like $6,000 a year. In Canada, anyway, US it's like 20K or something. I don't know. I don't even know. Like the US system, 20K a year for that is fucked. It's like most people's salary, bro. That's all messed up. But yeah, man. People are gonna like, you know, universities are expensive, right? So people are gonna go out for loans and then get loans from, what's that, OSAP? What do we have over here? Yeah, OSAP, right? And they're gonna have to end up, you know, paying it off in the future, right? When they actually have a stable job, they're able to get some money and pay it off, right? Those loans, though, are so, like, expensive that they take years to pay off. Because you're in college for, like, what, 3, 4, 5 higher years? Like, it depends on your degree. Like, if you're, like, just going in there for, like, regular shit, right? It could be, like, 2, 3 years, which isn't, like, horrible, right? But I'm pretty sure, like, the average is, like, 4 years for universities for, like, most programs, right? So you're gonna end up paying, like, let's say in Canada, you go to, like, York or something like that, 6,000. It's, like, 6,000 in like, for York or something like that. So, like, 6,000 a year, 6K, 12K, 16, 18K, can't do math, 24K, plus all the other shit, right? 24K plus, like, you know, dorms and all that. That's, like, an extra 15K, 10K or something like that. And you have, like, meal plans, textbooks, courses, like, it pays up to a lot, man. I'm pretty sure like the thing, like a thing that I've like heard is that like all university like tuitions, right? They end up being six figures, right? Because you may think like, oh, the original like semester pays in too much, but like everything else on top of it, it leads to just being like a lot of money. You have to pay off a lot of loans, and the jobs that you get at the start of your career, at the start of your like adulthood, it's not enough. It's just simply not enough, right? It's like makes it seem like it's not worth it. You have to spend 5, 10, maybe even 20 years to pay off those loans, and then you're free. Like it's not a very good idea, right? Because universities are just so expensive. Maybe if they lowered down the prices a bit, then maybe more people would go. Because people are not going to university, man. People are like dropping out there because like it's just way too much money, right? Now the second thing, right? It could lead you to an average lifestyle, right? So university costs a lot. You're gonna have to pay a lot of loans, right? You're gonna take a lot of time paying that shit off, right? By the time you finish paying that off, your like window, maybe like your prime, right, may have already been gone past then. So you haven't been able to like really like enjoy yourself, your job. You're kind of like stuck at your like entry level job, right? You can't really pay off your bills. You're just like struggling to get by, right? You're like just there. You're not like struggling to like pay bills and you're in debt or anything, but like you're just barely able to get by because you're sending all this money to like loans and bills and all that, right? So that university, like all these like tuitions and costs that you have to pay, could just lead you to like a life, or at least some part of your life where you're just struggling to get by or just barely getting by, right? And that could lead you to an average lifestyle if you don't manage to like improve yourself. You don't get a raise, you don't get a promotion, you don't start a business, you don't really do anything. You kind of just stay stagnant. It will just like you'll just stay like this, right? That's like it's just a straight line, right? And that's gonna lead you to an average lifestyle. 9 to 5. You're not really gonna like it, which is my third point, right? A lot of people are getting into stuff that they probably won't like in the future. Like a lot of people are gonna sign up for computer science. It's really expensive, and then they go into their first class and they don't like it. Like, how many times have you heard that story before? You go into where someone goes into a program for the money, and then they like the first class they don't like it and they drop it, and they have to like change their major. It's just like a lot of money, a lot of time, just wasted, right? All that effort that you put into like get those grades to get into university, all that money paid off for that specific major, and then you just like change it because you don't like it, right? Like a lot of people aren't ready to realize that, oh, this is something that I'm not like happy, I'm not passionate about doing, right? So they like leave, right? It's not for them. They leave, they get out, it's just like that. It happens to a lot of people, right? Especially because a lot of university degrees actually like just straight up don't matter, right? Unless you're like trying to become like a doctor, lawyer, engineer, something in business. Even something in business does not really matter because you can just make an online business. It's like that easy, right? To make a living online. So like a lot of university degrees don't really matter too much unless you're trying to be like an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer, right? Trying to become like those three things, go ahead, go to college, go to university, right? Pay it off because you're gonna make enough money to pay off those loans. You'll be good. Honestly, you're gonna have to work like 10 times harder, but you'll be good. You'll be paying off your loans in like a year or two. Like it's like this. You'll be like this and just go up like instantly, right? But a lot of people, right? They're going into fields that like they're either pressured into going into for the money, like cause like I know a lot of people that are like going into like medical fields, but they like something else, right? They like something like sports or art or English or math or something like that, or computer science. Like people are like going for like the expensive jobs when they know it's not cut out for them, right? And so they end up in a career, if they like do make it out, right? Like if they don't like just drop out immediately, they end up going to, right, they end up getting a career where they don't really like, right? So like they end up basically just wasting your time because they're not happy, right? And you end up sad, depressed because your career, like most of your life, you're doing something that you don't really like, you that you hate, right? And your life is just like you don't have anything else going for your life. You're not on self-improvement, you're not doing anything like that. Your life's gonna suck, right? First video I recorded in a while. Voice is really dry. But those are like the benefits and disadvantages of going to university. University, to be honest, is like a concentration camp. Like if you're forced to go, you're forced to go. If you want to become like a doctor, engineer, lawyer, like sure, go to college, right? But if you really don't think you need college, I don't think you need to go there, honestly. But that's a decision for you to make. It just depends on what you want to do in life. And it's like crazy, side rant here, it's kind of crazy how like you're 15, 16, 17, 18, thinking about university, and you're instantly told to pick a career that you're going to choose from until 60. Until like, for like, you're going to work for like 40 years in this specific job. You're basically going to live, you're basically going to work that job for the rest of your life. Right, and that's just like crazy because we're 15. We just got out of high school, right? We're 16, 17, 18. Like, we don't know what we're doing. We're just fooling around, right? We're kids. We're teenagers. We're not ready to go into the world, a meeting like this, and then pick a career, right? It's just very dumb how you go into high school high school does not prepare you for uni, to be honest. It does not. I'm going to tell you right now, high school does not prepare you for university in the slightest. I can promise you that right now, bro. It does not. Not even close, honestly. Right? Because they just say, oh, get good grades, you get to university, boom, gone, you're done. Right? Like, most of the time, you'll be on your own. But, like, in high school, teachers are breathing down your neck, you're giving this, and this, right? And when university, you're on your own, you're living this, you have to get a job, pay all this, and you're like, you're living in a dorm, life could be stressful, right? Your social life's getting worse and worse. You could have like a girlfriend, you're doing this, right? You're doing a lot of things compared to like what you're doing in high school, right? High school, you could be on like a sports team, you're really just doing work, right? Or, like, maybe like your dating life starting, right? But like in university, it's like night and day. Like you're doing so much more in university than you are in high school. It's insane, right? And it's crazy how like we come out of high school and you have to decide something that you want to do for the rest of your life when your life essentially just started, right? It's insane to think that. And the school system needs to change, man. Hopefully one day I want to make a change in the school system so that a lot of people don't have to end up enduring this path where like they instantly have to choose something, right? At like 17 years old, just got out of high school, just graduated, and then you have to pick something you're gonna work for until you're like 60, and then you can go live your life like that. No. That has to change. That is so outdated. I feel bad. Like, I'm grateful for my parents, right, who had to go through that era, but like that era's changed, right? You can't put it through that era. The era has changed. It's time for something different, right? It was getting pretty long, right? I'm coughing too. Right? But at the end of the day, it's your decision if you want to go to university, right? My advice, you really don't need it unless you're going for like medical school, lawyer school, what's called law school or something like that, or you become like a engineer, computer scientist, expert, something like that. But anything else other than that, like, you don't really need university. Like, you can make your own business, right? You can make a living off something that like you can do on the side. Like, that's why people say to basically do what you want to do, like basically like do what you want to do, have fun doing it, and pursue that passion. And it's like even easier in today's society. Even if it might pay you off much, you're probably gonna end up being happier because you're not like, because you're sacrificing your time, but you're sacrificing your time doing something that you love. So it's not really like negative, right? Right? And it only go up. right? And that's what people like say, like, oh, do something you love, do something that you're passionate about, right? Even if it doesn't pay you a lot of money, right? Because then you can simply just start a side hustle, boom, you'll be fine. Like, life is tough, man. Like, subscribe, share this with a friend who needs it. That's it, man. I'm out.